Hey, what's going on, friends? My podcast every day is broken up into two parts on the free platform. The first part, Act 1, is right now. When it's all done, go right on over to Act 2 to get the second half of the podcast. Thank you so much for checking out my show. Hello, friends. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. From right here in the Impact Power Sports Studio. Impact Power Sports, online at impactpowersportsmi.com. Sorry, I might have been a little loud on the mic there. Back now. Backed it down a bit. Impact Power Sports in Rockford, Michigan, along 14 Mile Road. You can find them online at impactpowersportsmi.com. They've got ATVs, UTVs, side-by-sides, motorcycles, e-bikes, snowmobiles, zero-turn radius lawnmowers. Another great stuff. They could probably give you a refrigerator if you wanted to. Anyway, online at impactpowersportsmi.com. They sponsor the studio, and I'm eternally grateful. I've just signed an extension with my beloved friends at Q100 Michigan. I had a top secret meeting yesterday with the crew. And it was probably the easiest thing ever. They said, hey, you said per your request you only wanted to sign a one-year deal. Well, we're 4 months out as of yesterday. We'd like to get this taken care of now. Do you still want to work here? I said, absolutely. And they said, okay. And then we worked out the financials. Chris says, a great line, did they meet your demands of purple Faygo and combs? Those would be great demands. I really love the purple Faygo. There's not a flavor of Faygo that I don't look at very fondly. But if I had to choose one that I'm least fond of but would still love it, it would be Rock and Rye. I still like it, but I mean, if I had to choose. Bob says, did you work into your contract the ability to play the band Boston without repercussions? No. By the way, some guy requested a Steve Miller Band song today that is a 3-minute song. He goes, yeah, but I want you to play the extended version of it. It's 10 minutes. And I played it. And I shouldn't have played it because it's just the same 3 chords. It's just that for like 7 minutes. Never again. In fact, I said on the air, I don't want to play any more of these. You guys keep requesting these 15-minute songs. I don't want to play any more 15-minute songs. Some guy requested a song by Rush called By Tor the Snow Dog. And I listened, I played it. This is a couple weeks ago, and it was shit. It was like a minute and a half of lyrics, instruments, melody, sounded great. And it ended with a minute and a half of the same terrific sound. And then it was like 11, 12 minutes of droning and bullshit. And I got the guy back on. I go, dude, why did you make me play that? He says, well, you got to see it live. I go, live? Are you crazy? Live? We're not live. We're on the radio. Shortly thereafter, our very own Matt Kuipers, Kevin's brother, reached out and he requested some fucking Metallica song, Master of Puppets. And I'm like, well, maybe, because some Metallica works, others some barely, just barely. I mean, Metallica's garbage. We've talked about this. It's a shitty band. Never before has such a shitty band been able to have such a grip on the world. And then he wanted to hear Master of Puppets. So I went to play it, and then it's 8.5 minutes long. It's like, fuck that. I'm not playing it. Fuck this shit. 5 minutes and under. There are some good Metallica songs. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Oh. Their version of Stone Cold Crazy is good. Enter Sandman is good. The Unforgiven is good. And the song where the chick goes da 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 da. The Memory Remains. Marianne Faithfull. So that's a lot. That's 5 songs. Those are good songs. Maureen writes, save the long songs for when you have to chase a dog that has escaped. Yeah, I don't have that problem anymore. My dogs are always on the leash when I take them out. And of course, I told you last week that I went over to work on the neighbor's gutters. And as soon as I left, I get a text and several phone calls from Pooh Bear. And I'm like, what's up? And just before I talk to her, the neighbor on the next cul-de-sac texts me, and she says, O'Neill's at my house. I'm like, oh, my God. She let him out without a leash. And then, so I get her on, and I go, let me guess. You let him out without a leash. She goes, no, he snuck out. Now, I call bullshit on that story, okay, of hers. Because I've said to her, and Stevie says, damn it, Diana. And you know what's interesting is that you actually were included in the conversation. I said to her, I go, look, gone are the days when you just let him out. You have to put him on a leash and either keep him with you or take him for a walk. But the one thing you cannot do is you cannot just let him roam free because he will take off on you 9 times out of 10. We need to get out of this. Chris says the solid bit is EZ impersonating Bruce when he's loose. When Bruce is loose, he gets exhausted. And he's still running from you, but he's slowing down because he can't breathe. And so you'll be chasing him, and all you hear is... I have not had these dogs escape on me in forever. Pooh Bear, that is the case. So she makes up some fairy tale that he snuck out or something like that. And I don't call her a liar to her face, but there's no fucking way that was true. And I know this because I said to her, I go, all right, well, whatever. However, he is not to be outside of the house, not on a leash. All day yesterday, I let them out. I took them for 3 walks. I always take the dogs out. It's part of my job here. No problem. She's home yesterday. And I said, I'm going downstairs to clean the cat box. I'm pretty sure they need to go out. I happen to come upstairs, and guess who's in the backyard roaming around without a leash on? And Pooh Bear's at the inside of the house, at the door, but looking at her phone. I go, what are you doing? What? And I go, we talked about this. She goes, oh, well, you do it. I go, hold up. I do not. I haven't done this in a year. And I keep having to have this same conversation with you. And so now most people, if they don't have red hair and are not Irish, would go, I'm sorry, and go get them. No, not her. What do I get? Fuck you. That's what I get. Oh, yeah, whatever. I'm like, why is this such a problem? So I go, all right, well, go out with him right now and get him on the leash. He's going poop. I go, okay, well, I don't care what you have to do, but back up. There's no leaving the house. I have said this to her so many times. Maureen says, did she call you a cockhead too? No, she did call me a cock. Because then she's like pissed off at me. I go, why are you mad at me? She goes, because you're being a cock. I go, I'm not being a cock. I don't want my dog running away. And at this point, I have been so vigilant to keep him on a leash that I haven't bothered to charge his GPS. So she's letting him roam free in the backyard with no GPS. We get the dog inside. I take the collars off. I charge GPS. And then I'm like, okay. And it's so frustrating. I don't know what I have to do, you know? So, Stevie, there's our problem. Now, she is the problem. Chris says, have Stevie kidnap O'Neill next time she does it and let her think he's gone for good. And then he says that might be too mean. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. But anyway, I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. Seems like building a fence would be a good solution. We actually can't. This isn't some shithead neighborhood like you live in. All right? There are rules here. However, we do have a kennel in the backyard, but she doesn't want to take him out there for some reason. And that's totally... I don't give a shit if she doesn't take him out into the kennel. It is fenced in there. But one thing we can't do is have him without a leash. That's it. That's the one thing that is... I don't care what the fuck you do, but the one thing you cannot do is let him out without a leash. So that gives you lots of options. You can either ignore him when he has to go to the bathroom and make me do it, put him on a leash, keep him with you, take him for a walk, put him in the kennel. But the one thing you can't do is let him walk around without a leash. Is this going to happen again? Yes. Remember that on November 19th, 2024, we talked about this. In probably 5 days, we'll talk about it again. Tyler says, please welcome our newest sponsor, Invisible Fence. Get peace of mind knowing your dog is contained if your spouse refuses to hook your dog up to a leash. Maureen says, I'm surprised you can have a kennel if you can't have a fence. Right. You cannot have a kennel. That is against the rules, and that's interesting that you bring that up because when I moved into the house here in 2011, they give you those homeowner association rules, and I did not read them. But the rules are you can't have any more than 3 dogs, and you cannot have a fence or kennel. So I went ahead and built the kennel and got the 4th dog. And then, well after the fact, I learned that we had broken the rules. And that's it. I haven't heard anything about it. Megan says you have a fence around your pool, though, right? Yes, ma'am. Chris says shithead neighborhood equals neighborhood where you can do what you want with your own property. That's... Yeah, maybe I live in the shithead neighborhood. Anyway, where was I? You ever get a spot on your back that you just can't itch? God. sat down with JC and Cheryl about renewing on Q100. And I think we're good now till 2026. Been extended. I'm happy about that. And they even gave me a pay raise, more than I wanted. Like, I put in like a 3.5% cost of living raise, and they gave me like 6. I was like, okay. Bob says homeowners associations are for losers. I'm constantly breaking the rules. You can't have your RV in the driveway for 2 days. Like, sometimes I keep it in there for 7 days, and I feel so bad. Totally breaking the rules. I have an update on the Great Food Giveaway. Megan says, any rules for stalkers? Ugh. By the way, Pellerito is up to his old tricks. As predicted. Before I get into this, I just heard about this from Sarah. Where is it now? I want to get it word for word. Sarah Rook Roosh reached out to me, and this is right on cue, because we've been talking about the oddness during the last Great Food Giveaway when an uninvited Mike Pellerito was watching the ladies on the corner. It was Linda and Sarah and Maureen directing people to come to. And Linda, this is all going to be new information for you. Pellerito was at the last Great Food Giveaway, like looking at the girls through binoculars. And then when they left the corner, because we were done with the Great Food Giveaway, we had given away all of our food. The ladies come back, and all we had left to give, tampons. Shortly thereafter, Pellerito puts on a Santa Claus suit and goes to the corner and starts directing people to come get free food for the Great Food Giveaway. Well, we didn't have any food, so people are driving down to get food. I'm like, why do people keep coming down here? Well, then Mike Ball, he leaves, and then he calls me once he gets to the corner. He goes, dude, Pellerito's out there. I go, he is? Oh, no. That ends. It was so weird. I didn't talk about it right away, but this is the level of oddball shit this guy does. Now, I haven't heard hide nor hair of him or anything about those people in quite some time. But I've been talking on this show recently about all of that nonsense as we're getting closer to the Great Food Giveaway. And already he's starting to try to weave his way into this somehow. Now, Sarah Rook Roosh, who wants nothing to do with him, he reaches out to her and says, hey, just checking in on you, seeing how you're doing. I found this audio of you at the Great Food Giveaway from a few years ago, and I wanted to send it your way. And they're not friends on Facebook or anything like that. She may have been, but she probably deleted him when she heard how fucking crazy he is. And so he sends her the audio. She gets all this fucking dialogue from him and reaches out to me, and she goes, yeah, Pellerito's reaching out to me. He sent me this audio, and I'm not even friends of his on Facebook. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. So out of the blue, years later, and as we get closer to the Great Food Giveaway, this makes sense. She was one of the people on the corner. This has to do something with that. Somehow he's got all, who knows? Who knows? This guy is a goddamn handful. Do not trust him. Okay? Do not engage him. Oh, my God. Amy says, the stalkerito married with kids. He is. Corey says, if he shows up, just call the police and say he's stalking the women. Yeah, I don't know if that would be appropriate. Amy says, oh, my Lord, so he's a dad and has a wife and takes time out of his day to do this. Wow. And he lives an hour and a half away. Maureen says she has to ignore him. They hate to be ignored. Nick says should have phoned police and phoned the police and reported a Santa waving his dick at traffic. No, I don't think that's a good idea. I just hope he gets the fucking message that everybody here wishes he was dead. Except for maybe his brother, who listens to this show. Molly says it took me 7 years to get rid of a stalker. Oh, yeah. They don't know when to quit. These people have been doing this for years. Anyway, I want to update the Great Food Giveaway. If I get any money rolling in from anybody that's part of that group, I'm giving it back. I'll just refuse it. I don't want anything to do with those people. We barely talked about it yesterday. And let's see. 194. Aaron gave big money. Thank you very much. Let's see. 150, 225, 245 plus 192 is what? If you give it on PayPal, it's going to take money out. We had a $200 donation, but it broke down to $194.20. PayPal takes money out. I hate PayPal. We have $437.20. I have not yet heard back from Nate over at Meijer, but I suspect that I will hear from him today. $437.20. Once I get that figure of what we need for the Great Food Giveaway with tampons, number 5, I'll pass that along to you. In fact, I'd like to share this with you right now. If you're watching the show on Twitch, there's the links for cash donations. And while I'm at it, I should probably share Megan's wish list link, which is just so cool. What you do if you're watching on Twitch or listening later and you click on the link in the show notes is you click where it says Amazon wish list. Once you click on the Amazon wish list, it's going to open up a page with all of these feminine hygiene products that are on the wish list. So we're giving pet food away. We're giving food for Christmas dinner. And we're giving feminine hygiene products to those women that need them because it's a tax on being the reproducing humans that they are. They shouldn't have to pay for these. So what you do is you go to this link that I just shared with you, add to cart all of them, and then buy them, and then they will be sent off to Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. Now, if you notice, okay, I don't want this to be overlooked. I mean, it's easy to just give money via PayPal and Venmo. And thank you to somebody. They just dropped some money in our bucket. I see you, Josh. Josh B. On the wish list, it says needs 40, has 1. Like for the reusable menstrual cups. Isn't that weird? All the other stuff has more than one purchased. But only one person, I think Jeremy K., has purchased the menstrual cups. So you got to add them all to your cart. It's going to cost you $42.50. Like, we need 40 packages of menstrual cups. We have 1. We need 150 packages of Amazon Basics ultra thin pads with Flexa wings. We have 3. We need 150. The thick maxi pads. We need 150. We've got 3. The Amazon Basics daily panty liner. We need 150. We've got 5. Tampax Pearl multi-packs. Needs 60, has 2. Now, those Tampax Pearl multi-packs, it has 10 super absorbencies, 27 regulars. I think the S stands for super absorbency. Yeah. And then the R stands for regular, and then 10 is light. But I thought that was large for women with large vaginas. But no, it's super absorbency, regular, and light. That's like one period right there. One box. God, that's rough. Poor things. I have to deal with that shit. Not to mention all the pain and wild hormones for a large percentage of 1 month. Basically, 25% of the month, you're occupied by that shit. What a bunch of bullshit. This is why when your wife goes outside and doesn't put the dog on the leash, you should only give her a mild amount of shit. Tophus says South Park did an episode on toilet paper and how you walk around with shit particles on your anus all day and tearing your ass up and multiple trips to the proctologist. Very eye-opening episode. I'm not sure about the context of that comment there, Tophus. You might need to sit a couple plays out. All right. Corey says that the lady should still be told to watch the Tood and stuffed with PMS pills, though. Not so sure about that one. Anyway, I'm really hoping that I can see these numbers go up quickly today. Click that link about Irvine's wish list, add these all to the cart, and just buy it. You won't even notice that the $42.50 is gone. All right? I really want these period cups numbers to rise. In case you're wondering how a period cup works, they somehow are fit to like the undercarriage, and you know how like when a horse eats out of a feed bucket? It's like that, but in reverse. And it's not like oats inside of the bucket. It's blood and uterine tissue sluiced off by the monthly cycle. That's what's happening there. Hey, it's your old pal EZ for my latest and greatest sponsor, Uncommon Goods. Wouldn't it be exceptional if you got a gift for that special someone, and when they opened it and took a look at it, they didn't immediately start to forget about it? It's time to up your game and get a fantastic, thoughtful gift with Uncommon Goods. Uncommon Goods, where fantastic artisan-type creators make amazing gifts for you to check out. And it's all in one place, uncommongoods.com. The choices are endless. Go to uncommongoods.com and see what they have to offer. You could get lost on their website just looking at the fantastic gifts, and you'll have to start writing it down. You're like, oh, this person would love this so much. Oh, my gosh. All of your shopping will get done just like that. You're welcome. You'll get lost in a rabbit hole of awesomeness at uncommongoods.com. And when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. Many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out for the holiday season. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go to uncommongoods.com. And if you use my special code, you will get 15% off of your next gift that you purchase. Uncommongoods.com/Zane for 15% off. Uncommongoods.com/Zane. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary. So it's possible you could get a cup of ute meat in there. Unfortunately, that's the way it works. That's the biology involved there. You will never, ever hear another person in this country use the term ute meat. I invented that, and that is mine. Corey says, boring Dean would drink it. Absolutely. All right. That's where we stand on the great food giveaway. I don't know if I updated you on the story of the missing ladder. I think I did. But last week, when I started the chore of cleaning out the neighbor's gutters, she's had a very, very rough period of time the last few months. Her husband passed away suddenly. She's got young kids, and all of a sudden she's got, all this to do, and she's the neighborhood has come together. Meal train is full. In fact, meals are full till Christmas. I wanted to add another meal on it, but everybody, the whole neighborhood has jumped on board. It's literally a what do you call it? It takes a village type of mentality here. And you see, that's another good thing about a HOA. You've got, excuse me, you don't have losers that live here. If you're in like Nick's neighborhood, they would not do this, okay? They would just probably throw a carton of smokes on the porch, and that'd be the end of it. But here, we're a different breed of human. The meal train is full all the way till Christmas. I volunteered to clean out the gutters. I borrowed the other neighbor's ladder, which I assume was the same length as mine. I cleaned everything out that I could. The spots that I couldn't reach, I backed my truck into the backyard, put the ladder in the bed of it, gave me a few extra feet, got up, but there was one particular spot that I could not get to. Come to find out, Jim, who told me, he tried to convince me, he tried to talk me into believing that I have my own ladder, and that was a fucking shit show. Jim, I need my extension ladder. I got to clean these gutters out. I don't have it. Well, I know, but you painted with it. It's probably at wherever you painted. I don't know. I go, Jim, I'm telling you, it is. Yeah, but didn't you? And he starts like trying to talk me into making me think that didn't you take it up north? I go, no, I already have one of those up north, Jim. I don't have my ladder. Now, he's borrowed it once before, and when he borrowed it the first time and I got it back the first time, you know, on an extension ladder, you got a rope that goes around a pulley and you kind of yank on it, and it first you extend it, and then when you want to bring it back down, you pull the rope, and then clink, 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 comes back down, and you leave. Well, okay, great. When he got it back to me the first time, there was no rope in it. I go, where's the rope? I don't know. I go, what do you mean you don't know? So I had to get another rope and attach it. No big deal. Fast forward. He uses it again. Except this time, I don't get it back. I asked for it the other day, and he's telling me I don't have it. You have it. A day passes. It's over at Nate's. Nate lives all the way across town. I go, okay. Saturday, I go to get it. He goes, pick me up. I'll go with you. Okay. He gets in. I go, you remember when you tried to talk me into thinking that I had my ladder? Yeah. I'm just looking at him. He's looking at me. I go, uh-huh. We go to Nate's. The ladder, one of the, like there's those little shoes that fit on the ground on the end of an extension ladder. It's bent. I didn't do that. And again, no rope. No rope. And it looks like it's 100 years old. I just got this thing. Whatever. Put it in the bed. Take off. I needed that thing because after I cleaned out the gutters, one of the elbows that came out of the eaves trough, it was clogged. And so I pulled it off, and I needed to put it back on after I cleaned the clog out. But I got to drill a hole and put a rivet in and rivet it on there. I go, I'm going to get my ladder back from my son. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to do this. Yesterday was that day. Bring the ladder, put it up there. Realize I forgot the riveter. I drilled the hole with a drill, and then I put the rivet in, and I go, where's my riveter? I didn't bring my fucking riveter. I get down from the ladder, drive back to my house around the block, get the riveter, get up the ladder, and there's like adapters depending on the size of the actual rivets. And the one that's in there is too big. So you just unscrew it, unscrew the one, the right size, and you put it in the riveter, and then you're done. But I can't get the adapter off. It's on too tight. Jesus Christ. I drive all the way home, get a pair of pliers, take the thing off, put it on. This is ridiculous. 3 trips just to put the goddamn rivet in. Put the riveter on the rivet, kerchunk, boom, it's secured, done. Clean up my shit. I go to leave, and I go, I think my ladder might be bigger than the one that I had. I'm going to go to that because I had said to lady, I can't reach that. However, I know of a company that you can call who clean out your gutters for you. So she's got to pay for it. I go, you know what? Let me just try. Now, it's way the fuck up. But my ladder reaches. I go all the way up there. I put my ladder up. I got my new rope on there. My second rope. It's the 3rd rope overall. It's been on this fucking ladder. I put my ladder all the way up. Finished cleaning the gutters. Now she doesn't have to pay for anything. I reached out to her. I go, your gutters are now done. You're good to go. I'm going to make you a chicken dinner. Pooh Bear comes home, right? I come home, and I've got my ladder. I got all my little tools, my riveter, my drill. And that was it. She sees me. She goes, can you do our gutters now? I go, yeah, sure. That's the thing. She sees me busting ass, and she goes, she sees that I can put in time. She goes, so, I mean, this is awesome. I love that you're doing that. But clearly, when you tell me you don't have any time to work on any projects around here, that's bullshit. And I said, yep, I could see why you would think that. I absolutely understand why you would think that. She goes, well, then does that mean? I go, yeah, it does. You're right. She goes, there. Yeah. Okay. I go, yeah, okay. I go, now, did you pay attention to that exchange? What do you mean? I go, you made a great point. I acknowledged you. I said you were right. See how that works? Cock. I go, would you do that with me when it comes to things like dog leash? Why is that so hard? Whenever we have arguments where she says to me, yeah, but you did this or you did that, I always say yes. But when you bust me, the difference every time is when you bust me about something, I tell you you're right. You do not. You tell me to fuck off. That's what you do. Fuck you. I do not, cock. We're so in love. These are the type of discussions you have when you've been with the same woman since 1989. Okay? How many decades? Parts of how many decades? The 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 10s, and the 20s. So 3 full decades and parts of 2 more. Parts of 5 decades. Tophus says it's real love when she calls you a cock. This is true. I'm going to put this in the chat again. The links for cash donations for the Great Food Giveaway, in case you missed it earlier. I just posted that under the name Eric Zane Live. And I'm also posting a link to the Amazon wish list. The wish list, all of the feminine hygiene products. Since I last talked to you, 0 of these feminine hygiene products have been purchased on the wish list. Oh my God. I think that'll be our hardest thing to do. So a grand total of 450, 510, 515 packages have to be purchased. Between period cups, pads, and tampons. 550, and we have 7, 10, 14 purchased. All right. That's the goal. As I still wait to hear back from Nate at Meijer with the cost of what it is going to be for us to buy 150 Christmas dinners for people at Meijer, which includes a Christmas ham, sack of potatoes, gravy, what else? King's Hawk, not, I just put any type of rolls. Rolls and corn. I think that's it. All right. So that's what I'm doing. We have a Big Fraud Thursday coming up. Ben Glaze and myself will be getting after it again. We want you to be there on Patreon. You can sign up for free at patreon.com/Eric Zane. patreon.com/Eric Zane. Okay, hang on a second here. I'm killing time, if you can't tell. Thank you, as always, to Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. Head over to buyinsurancehere.com. That's buyinsurancehere.com. He'll help you with everything you need at healthcare.gov. He can also set you up with a a life insurance plan for you, your family, protect them in case something bad happens. Probably not going to happen, but don't risk that. And especially for you young, healthy people, unlike me, a life insurance policy is dirt cheap. can protect your family for hundreds of thousands of dollars in the event that you suddenly take a dirt nap. Maybe you get hit by a train or some shit. I don't know. It can also help you or someone you know or love with everything related to Medicare and Social Security. Go to the website buyinsurancehere.com. That's buyinsurancehere.com for more information. For those of you enjoying the show on Facebook and YouTube, I'm kicking you out. The rest of the show is available on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. And you can watch it live as it happens. So sign up there. It's free. You can also subscribe and get it commercial free, or link up your Amazon Prime account and you will get 0 commercials during the live stream of the show. The audio podcast is available wherever you download shows. Just search Eric Zane Show Podcast. Email eric@ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. Twitch and Facebook brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. The home of Great Food Giveaway, number 5 with tampons. I talked to Mike Ball yesterday. He said he had a conversation with Megan here. He said that Megan told him that the Great Food Giveaway was Thursday, December 19th. I don't recall that. I've been going with December 20, and I'm assuming you've heard me say that, so I'm hoping that you're not thinking it's December 19th. I'm pretty sure we're on the same page. That's what I've been saying, December 20. That is a Friday. All right. I'm constantly refreshing the Amazon wish list, seeing if anybody else has bought any more period cups. Okay. Let's see. We got a lot to get to today. I want to go over something that I discovered, and I just discovered it today. I found a seldom viewed video of a radio station. Back in the year 1987. Maureen says, Eric, very early on when we talked about it months ago, we tentatively said December 19. Hang on a second. I'm going to reach out to Megan here. Oh, shit. We'll find out what's up. Hello, my dear. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Did we say the 19th or the 20th?
For what?
For the Great Food Giveaway.
I thought the 20th. Hang on. Let me check my calendar at Irvine.
That's what I thought, too. I've been saying the 20th.
Let me look and see a second. Over 7 days. Great Food. Well, I put it on the 21st, so I'm not helpful on this.
No. Okay. Friday the 20th. Friday the 20th.
I think it's Friday the 20th. Yes.
Okay,
I
good.
think that's absolutely correct.
There was some discussion about it could have been the 19th, but it's always been on a Friday, so the 20th makes sense.
Yes, and I changed it in my calendar now.
Awesome. Okay.
All right, cool.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bye.
Hey, I'm about to play that video I sent you.
Oh, I'm excited.
Okay.
All right, bye.
See ya. Megan factors into this video. Video I'm about to share with you is from WGRD in 1987. And I stumbled upon this. It's only been viewed 987 times. I don't know why anybody would have it. There was some guy on the air named John Howell. At the time, he was known as 98 Rock. This video features an appearance by Michelle McCormick. Michelle was like 25 years old then. I'm going to call her after we play this video. Yo, period. I'm calling you in a few minutes to talk to you about this historic video on my podcast, period. If you let it go to voicemail, I'm going to weep. You're like, how does Megan's mom work into this video? Okay, let's get into this. The guy on the air, his name was John Howell. I had not heard of him. And GRD was a top 40 station at the time. They made some video. I guess this was kind of like a tour of the radio station. And this is just after they moved into the place that the radio station is in right now. I've discovered because I was looking in the hallways to some of the shots. I go, I remember that hallway. Not sure what a lot of this tells me that a lot of people were on drugs back then.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs,
Okay, so this guy's starting his show, and he's wearing this purple suit jacket, a Kangol hat. That's a very old school rotary board.
und Herren, from what was once an inner
This is his show starting. This is actual audio of his show starting. This morning show.
may I now present a cultured, sophisticated,
Not really.
man about town.
Big John.
Watch how much this guy fidgets. This is the way people used to do radio. They used to get into like the tempo of it, and they're constantly moving and touching shit that doesn't need to be touched.
Sometimes he's funny, and sometimes he's not.
98 Days of Summer coming soon to Grand Rapids, courtesy of 98 Rock FM, WGRD.
All right, so playing, I take it back. That's not a hit station. Because he's playing Bob Seger. So maybe it's like hit rock? I don't know, but it seems top 40 to me. Just his style does.
My brass is next.
Stop it. Stop it.
Okay, those are all carts,
Welcome everybody to the TV show.
audio.
My name is John Howell. I want
Hot
to thank
chick
you for watching
here.
and tuning into
Well, she's a 1987 8.
this night. This is what we do every day on the
She's caught in the
I
head-
recognize that
headphones.
hall.
Monday through. What?
The headphones. She's caught in the headphones.
Okay,
Caught in the
they're
headphones.
bringing a dog into the radio station. Now, the thing I
You know what I'm
noticed
gonna do, you
about
guys?
this,
What's that? What are you monitoring now? The room?
Yeah, I'm monitoring the room right now.
Let's start as of right now, coming out of this song.
Okay.
Then we'll
okay,
be
this
all
guy's
prepared.
barking out
Okay.
orders as to how he's doing his show. She says, sooner is better, Michelle McCormick. I'm going to bring Michelle McCormick in right now. Because I don't want to keep her waiting.
No,
Hello, Michelle. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. I'm right now, as you're talking, you are on the podcast. I have the image of you with your long blonde hair, probably 25 years old, from WGRD.
Who is this?
It's EZ, God damn it!
Yeah, that's the spiral perm.
How old were you at the time?
Well, I'm trying to think if I had Mason yet. 22.
Oh my God! You look
I
like
know.
$1 million. Everybody in this video looks like shit except you.
I know, I was cute.
You were.
Can't even
Well, you
stand
still
it.
are. You're very cute.
Cute. Plus, I was one of only 11 in the country female music directors at WGRD. Yeah. So that was cool.
At
So I
this
was
time,
cool.
in 1987, it was a rock station, but kind of like a top 40 feel to it.
White rock. Pretty
White
much.
rock.
Yep. If it was white and it was rock, we played it. Yep.
Do you remember this video being made?
I do. I actually do. We made a few of them. John Howell, who did mornings, who went on to work in Chicago for years and years at US 99 and a bunch of other stations, GN and a bunch of other stations. He was the morning guy, and he was kind of a showman, he was always doing some sort of project, and this was his project. It was back in the day when you couldn't eyeball the morning guy. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you couldn't.
Right.
Yeah, like he was a big deal. And my best friend in the world, Jennifer, worked with him, and that's how her and I met, and we're still buddies. But yeah, and I remember it being made. And then some of these reels we would play, like we did that Pepsi dance track.
Yep.
That played on like a closed circuit TV. This is like just at the beginning of cable.
My
And so
God.
the stuff played on cable. Yeah, back in the day when we only had 3 channels.
Incredible. This is something else. And that old school board. Now, this is in the building that GRD is in right now.
This is in, nope, it isn't. This is in, just a minute, let me think.
Oh, I thought it was.
We started in the Waters building. Then we moved over to above Sanchez on Lewis, whatever that building's called. That was new, brand new studio. So this is brand new studio, state of the art studio that you're looking at. I remember we had a big opening party. I think that's where this is. Yeah, it wasn't the Water, because the Waters building was GRD and LAV. Yeah.
You are, of course, Mornings with Greg Henson and Travis Gibbs on WLAV, still going strong, and everybody's been talking about you guys, and the show's taking off. I'm very happy to see that.
I will kill them both.
Oh, I don't blame you. What a couple of idiots.
Jerks. Yeah, don't say I'm with them. They're with me. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. I love to hear that. I love to hear your voice. I noticed that this John Howell guy, he this was at a point in radio that he had like a guy on the drums, and then the guy had a trombone.
Oh, well, he used to do this bit on the air called Bust My Brass. Isn't it funny that I remember that? And he would do like a rock song on the trombone, and you'd have to guess what he was playing. And then he had like a like this was old school.
Oh, yeah.
Like vaudeville radio, you know? It was like we had news, and there was a newsroom, and the AP was going tick, tick, tick the whole time. It was old school radio. Yeah.
Do you feel, how do you feel about the future of radio?
Not the best. I'm happy that the one good thing is when we go, like you've learned, when you go to podcasts, at least we've got a cut above, a little bit of edge on the people who are just regular idiots going to podcasts without being in radio. Like I know some basics. I know how to move crap along. I know how to maybe try and get people engaged, and you do too. And that's why your podcast does so well, because you were a radio guy first. So, I mean, I'm old, man. I'm working my candied ass off doing videos for this and that and digital and blah and blah. And, I'm running.
Right. I think it's cool though that with the amount of talking that you do, that can't be replicated anywhere. And, older people listen to the radio more than younger people. So, I mean,
that's for sure.
We've got that going for us.
Yeah, I know it. And I mean, but I still feel really super lucky. I tell you this all the time when we talk. I still really feel lucky. I started here when I was 19 years old at WGRD. 19, I auditioned to go onto that station because my air checks were stolen out of my Renault car when I left CMU back in 84.
Wow.
And so my air checks were stolen. And so I had to audition for a guy named Jack Swart in the basement of the Waters building in the news booth and read copy. And so he let me be on GRD FM on weekends and AM during the week. And I slept at the station. I did all that. But that was when I was 19. And, I'll be 60 next week.
Oh, my God. I love that. Well, happy early birthday to you. I know you're busy. So tell everybody I said hello. I still want to work there.
Time. I got like another hour. Let's go. What? I'm kidding. Okay.
Well, yeah, I want to. God damn it, I want to work there.
I know.
All right.
I know.
That's all I'll say.
All right. Well, have a lovely show, and hi to all. Wait, what are they called? Who listen?
I don't know. They're just sweet people. You know,
are they Zaniacs? Zaniacs?
No, I dropped that name because the Zaniacs became stalkers. They were coming to my house and shit.
Oh God, yeah.
Have you ever have you ever had a stalker?
This year, I had this. Oh my God! This guy sent handwritten letters to the radio station, and with like $1 in them, $2 in it. Weird. And I took them over to the police department, and they're like, okay. And then I found out the receptionist was holding a bunch of letters. I go, could you let me know that the stalker's sending me all these letters? So I opened one up, and it says, Jesus Christ hates Michelle McCormick.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, I got Jesus hates Michelle. And so and he wants me dead and blah, blah, blah. So they went and gave him a little visit, and I didn't hear from him again. But yeah, that was one. And then I had a female stalker one time. That was interesting. She kept driving by my house, and
Okay, so we'll all go out to lunch. Eric, Greg, Michelle, and Travis.
Yeah, you're buying. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Much love.
Peace out. Bye.
Bye-bye. Michelle McCormick, absolute legend. All right, that is Act 1 of the podcast. Act 2 is available right after this one. Go check it out. What are you doing? Don't miss a second of it. Thank you so much.